Hello, I hope y'all are having a great day. It's February 8th, and today I'm back, of course. Today I'm really just gonna be looking at, uh, I mean, there's not a whole lot going on right now, which is good. So really what I'm gonna be talking about this video is I'm gonna be really talking about this storm system a good bit here. This kind of as we go into the end of next weekend, or I guess into the end of this weekend, and I'm just gonna look at next week and look at this a little bit, see what we could be looking at. So thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Uh, let's go ahead and get right into the video though. So this is the GFS model here on tropical tidbits, of course. First, I just want to look at the current surface analysis. We can see we have a low of 996 millibars right up there in Canada. Nice cold front stretching down into the panhandle of Texas there. Man, we even got an occlusion further to the north, up in the UP of Michigan, into the kind of extreme eastern part of the arrowhead in Minnesota. Stationary front down across South Florida. And in between this, we kind of just have some like cold areas, some warm air left kind of in here. Not warm, I mean still cold, but definitely well above average. I mean, I think Omaha made it to like 58 today. So that was pretty big deal. We have a storm system exited the northeast, and we actually do have some snow ongoing in Maine right now. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. Uh, so we can see up in Maine, we do have some. This with low. We do have some bands of snow up from around Bangor up to like kind of Monson and Greenville, central Maine here. I mean nothing really significant, but nevertheless a little bit of snow. Uh, and we can see definitely some more heavy snows that go up towards Caribou and up in the northern Maine here, more widespread snow. So that's good to see. And real quick, I actually want to pull up our snowfall reports. I have a lot of bookmarks. So let's take a look at our latest snowfall reports on the Northeast here. I'm gonna try and get here without getting any lag. Already we're having it freeze. So we have like a few reports. We have a report of 7.5 inches of snow up in Maine there, 1 mile south of Holton. Maine and central New Hampshire have a report of 3 inches. Take a look at maybe 12 hours here. We have a few more. Kind of pretty much maybe going around kind of next to my expectations. This area getting some pretty heavy snow, but for a little further to the north and where I thought we'd see the heaviest snow. Found 5 inches maybe in southern Maine with a good maybe a little bit over half a foot. Some areas of central Maine there. So yeah, definitely not a bad little event for the Northeast there. Dropped another couple inches of snow for some areas to add to the total snowfall for the year so far. So that's pretty nice. But let's go to the models now. So this is the GFS. So we can see tomorrow really not that active. We have that low kind of directly north of UP and Michigan right there. Maybe some like flurries in some areas of Minnesota, Wisconsin, maybe even into Ohio right there. GFS is going to get some heavier precip, but not really much of a big deal. We can see in the way of another model like the NAM3, which doesn't go out that far. So I'm sorry. Let me get that. We can see here it does indicate a little bit of precip, I guess. Um, yeah, so we can see not a whole lot in the way of precipitation across kind of the Great Lakes tomorrow. Maybe a little bit more as we go up into the Dakotas. Maybe a little quick bit of snowfall there. Some areas of western North Dakota and western South Dakota, maybe Wyoming as well. So that's now. Let's go back over to the GFS. And really, our next big storm system kind of moves in Thursday evening. Got a low in southern Canada, a little bit of snow in Minnesota. Kind of dives south. Brings a little bit of snow to the areas of the Great Lakes. On the backside, could see a little bit of a brief snowfall in areas like northern Indiana, Cleveland, Ohio, maybe like into Cleveland, Ohio, down even into Columbus, and a little bit of snow even in the south indicated in the GFS. And then we're going to talk about this. But let's go ahead and just catch up with pretty much what we know already. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Euro to see if it's different at all. Pretty similar with this, maybe a little bit more snow up towards Grand Forks and Fargo though. Overall, a little bit more snow maybe in like areas like Minneapolis, areas of Minnesota, and the Dakotas there. Uh, doesn't really have any snow in. European also doesn't have any snow in this area right here. Something to note: no snow for like areas like Cleveland, Columbus, and now we're gonna talk about that East Coast piece of energy this weekend. So let's go ahead and just get the. Oh, this is perfect. Okay, so this will give us a good idea. Let's go ahead and switch over to the GFS here. We're just gonna stay on pivotal here, so we can kind of get. We can use like the same kind of layout here, for both for all for when you look at three different models. Let's start off with the GFS. We can see this late this weekend. The GFS indicates a decent bit of snow from Virginia, even North Carolina, like up to the extreme coastal areas of like Massachusetts, like Nantucket into Nova Scotia there. But we can see other models though. The Euro is completely different than the GFS, not even similar. I can see the Euro is a lot further south. We don't have a lot. We don't have as much moisture. Cold air is there, just we don't have the moisture. We get literally no snow for the Northeast. Maybe like a flurry. That's it. Uh, on the Canadian, take a look at that. And we can see barely anything as well. Just maybe like a little bit of light snow. That's it. But on the backside, like Tuesday, we do see something interesting. It's really close. So this is kind of a close call overall for the Northeast with this whole kind of like late weekend setup. If these lows can shift, if the low can shift a bit further northwest, we could be looking at a little bit of a winter storm. Whereas in the Northeast, like the GFS really says, but if the Euro happens or the Canadian, no, we just need a slight shift northwest that would change that completely. Now, as much in the way of like snow in the south, like in the areas of North Carolina and South Carolina, I don't think it's gonna happen. Maybe North Carolina at best, but I don't really think we're gonna see any accumulating snow. Or if we do, it's not gonna be a lot. It's gonna melt very quickly. It'll be really brief. So that's that. We're gonna go a lot more in detail about this on Thursday when we get some more details. Kind of pinpointing where we can see the snow. And the models start to get a better grasp of this. And even Saturday we'll have like I'll probably be like probably the best day to forecast this because we can see Saturday. I mean, is still pretty much in front of this. I wouldn't really bet on the snow in the in like Arkansas, Tennessee, Kentucky. Not impossible. I mean, it's there on the GFS, but definitely the other models don't have it. So maybe you see the Canadian. I haven't really looked at that area yet, and the Canadian barely. I mean, maybe a little bit, but definitely not as much as the GFS. So yeah, that's that. The Canadian also has a second piece of energy coming in, kind of combining with that low and helping the surface low to really get started. And next Wednesday, now we're gonna want to watch this though. This is what we're gonna talk about. Like for the rest of the video is this. This is mid next week. We can see this Thursday for an example here. We're not gonna look at timing or really precipitation type or even precip. We're gonna be looking at really where this low is and really like the magnitude of a storm system we could be looking at. So we can see the time frame for this. I mean, this is midweek. We'll say that for now. Midweek next week. Had a pretty significant storm system in kind of the Ohio Valley area, located right there in it's close to Paducah. We can see other models though. The GFS. I mean, the GFS has this storm system. We can see just a little bit earlier and definitely a lot different than the Canadian, but it does have it there. And on a model like the European, let's see if it does have it there as well. The European, the European does have the storm system as well, looking pretty good. I mean, pretty much what I would just get from that is nothing, no details. I just say maybe next week, like kind of mid to end, mid to late next, or like really next week looks to be really when we could see our next big potential, or our next big, or not big, our next storm system that is really gonna affect a good portion of the country potentially. Now, of course, we're far out. I mean, this is like 7 to 8 days out still. So I mean, I wouldn't really count on this happening like any of these models have it. But maybe we could be looking at a storm system by the middle of next week, or I mean even the beginning. We can see. I mean maybe yeah middle. I mean so yeah, that's that. It's pretty much all I got for y'all. Then I had a little bit of a shorter video, but thank you for watching. I appreciate it. I'll be back on Thursday. Uh, and I hope y'all have a great day tomorrow. Goodbye.